Hey guys, welcome to Mondays with Mary. The random number generator picked a monochromatic color cube card for us this time. Number 475. And it's shades of green. And they're calling this Sage, Seafoam, Mint, Emerald, and Dark Teal. And what I picked out is Mint, Aquamarine, Evergreen, and Emerald. So I'm going to just mix up the sequence here. But they're pretty close. But we're only using 4 of the colors instead of 5 of them. And that's because the other day I showed on a haul video that I got the new from Concord and 9th, the Marbled Turnabout Stamp. And I thought these colors would be perfect to give it a try. And if you've watched previous videos, you know that I had what I refer to as an epic failure using a marbled stencil. And I think part of that problem was that it was I used metallic inks and they're kind of sticky. I don't know. I was not happy with the way it turned out, but you know, it's only paper, so it was okay. You live and learn. But I thought this would be perfect to try with the turnabouts. So I'm gonna put these over here. And if you're not familiar, and I know a lot of people are not familiar with turnabout stamps, they're a little tricky in the beginning. And you know, I use them, but not enough that I can just jump in and go for it. So we are going to go slow, especially for those people that aren't familiar with them. So besides the stamp, which comes with a guide, you also need what they call the turnabout jig. And the jig is what makes everything work properly. So the nice thing is, when I first started using the turnabouts, it was brand new to Concord and 9th, and the jig wasn't as good as it is now. Now it's self-stick, it's just everything, including the packaging. The packaging now has all the instructions. So we are going to go through the instructions one by one for those of you that have never used a turnabout. They highly recommend, and I highly recommend the Misty. It just makes it easier. In fact, now in their new instructions, they even show the Misty. So, all right, so this is the regular size Misty because we're doing a 6x6 square. And I am going to, and hopefully, and of course I can't find the piece, the A2 size card that I cut. So bear with me while I cut this one in half, because we are going to use a 2 size. All right, so let me cut this. All right. All right, so there's our paper. I always lose something. All right. So we're going to get our stamp. So here's our stamp, and here's our centering. All right, so we're going to put that aside. So it says, step 1, peel the turnabout image off of the stamp set backer and position face down onto the alignment. So we're going to take our back off and put that aside. And this is our alignment here. And then we're going to take if I can get it off. All right, hold on, it's coming. All right. Oops, I better get this out. All right, so man, I'm making a mess over here already. All right, so we're gonna get our jig. Let me see if you can see all the way to the bottom of this jig. All right, we're leaving the protective. There's a protective sheet because this is sticky on the jig. And you're gonna put it in the far right-hand bottom corner. And they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So you want 1 up at the top. And then we're going to take the placement guide and you're going to line it up perfectly. All right, wait, I forgot to put this on. All right, so first we're going to put this part on. And so you want to line that up. And this is the important part. All right, that looks good there. And this is off just a tad right here. All right, so we've now taken our stamp and put it on the alignment guide and matched it all up, okay? All right, so we've got, whoops, we've got our jig in the corner here, okay? So now we're gonna peel the cover off the jig, and remember the jig is sticky. And so now we've got to match our cross hairs and our arrow. With the sticky part, the arrows and the lines on the sticky part. Hold on. This is the tricky part. All right, that one looks good there. That looks good there. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna close the lid, and then this is gonna come up. And now we've got the stamp and the alignment here. So we're gonna peel the alignment guide off. Then we're gonna get our card, and we want it to be right here. Seems like my card is smaller than, that's all right. As long as it's in there, it's not gonna matter. All right. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna take our first, let's see if I can scoot everything over for you. I'm going to work on turn number 1, and you see we've got the number 1 here. And the first color we're going to use is mint. Let me season this a little bit, since this is the first time I'm using it. And I'm just using an eraser, sand eraser, to go over it and get any of the leftover residue from the manufacturing process, hopefully off of it. And we're going to go in with our lightest color. Which is super, super light, so we're going to have to do a couple of passes. All right. And this is our first layer. We're going to go in some more. Since this is a new stamp, it may take 2 or 3 times, especially with this light layer. All right, so tell me in comments if you've used the turnabout stamps and before, and which ones you have. I have several. I couldn't for the life of me tell you what they were called right now, but I do have several. I have a couple of flower ones. All right. All right, so this is our first layer. And then it says 1 here, and it has an arrow. We're going to pick it up. And I have a sticky mat under here, so. And then now the number 2 is up at the top. We want to make sure it's back in that same corner that it was in. Stick it down. And then we're going to go for our next color. And you can use any colors you want. You can use 4 different colors. And you don't have to do all 4 layers either. You can certainly do just a couple of layers. You can, and you don't have to do them in order. You can do 1 and 4, 1 and 3, 1 and 2. It shows on the packaging what each layer looks like. All right. I think I am gonna rub a rag across this and see if it helps get any leftover residue. See if that helps, because it's almost got like a texture to it. All right, let's go back in with that same color, our second color. All right. Let's see if that helped any. That's a little bit better. Let's do one more. Somebody asked the other day about, when I make these backgrounds, I don't, unless I have a card in mind, I don't make it into a card. But when I do make them into a card, I usually always post them on my Instagram account. So you can go to Instagram and see what cards that I've posted. The problem is, I do use the cards because, that's the whole point. And I don't always have in mind what I'm going to use the card for. Whether it, you know, be a birthday or just a hello or whatever. So I don't tend to turn it into a card, you know, right away. All right, so we've done 2. Now we're going to turn it and we're going to go into 3, making sure it's in that corner right here. That's always the important. Now, I am not doing it, you know, lightest to darkest, because I looked, and in this particular case, number 3 has the thinner lines, so that's where I want the darker color to be, so it's not, the darker color doesn't overpower. At least that's what it looks like on the diagram, and we'll soon find out if I'm wrong. And as I use this darker color, I can see that there is, I think it might be the ink pads, you know, because they're made out of the linen. And I think that's what's giving us the kind of grainy pattern. So I think doing a foam pad with this particular stamp would probably be better. But it also gives it like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like an aged kind of look. So I guess it depends on what you want. It's got like a texture-y like look. All right. Because even twisting, it still has a texture, and so it's got to be from the ink pad itself. All right, let's see if we can get this darker. All right. And then our last color is an emerald color. I'm wondering what kind of pad this is. This looks like a textured pad too. This is Altenew Emerald. Which is almost the same color that I chose, so we'll see what it looks like with that one. So now we've got to go to our last layer, which is layer number 4. Tuck it in that corner again, press it down. And let's see how it does with this larger pad that's not so textured, but still it does. Emerald and Emerald City, they are pretty darn close. All right. So as it dries, it's getting a little bit better, not as all right. One more layer of this one. Oh, I'm getting messy now. All right. All right, and then there we are. Still a bit, I don't know. All right, let me clean this stamp. All right, so when we remove our cardstock from the jig, you don't want to pull it off because it's going to make it bend. So you're going to hold the jig this way and bend the jig, and then it comes right off. Just like that. So I don't think I'll use the PinkFresh again. They are my favorite, one of my favorites, but it just, with this particular stamp, it just doesn't do what I want it to do. You know, it's not smooth. I think Simon Hurley pads are foam. I think it would be better with a foam pad. All right, I'm gonna clean this off real quick so it doesn't stain. So, I don't know. Yeah, I think a foam pad would be better for this particular stamp. But the Turnabout, they all work the same way. So now you know what's involved with that. And how to use the Turnabout. They've got so many different ones. They're always coming out with new ones. So I also think with this one, at least for me, I think, you know, I mean, I think this would be fine if you just have, like I have I don't have a die. Well, I have a die. I don't have the die cut. I haven't used. I'm using this for senior cards. But since the background is so busy, just to have die cut like a white, say hello. Just something just simple since it is so busy. So that is my recommendation. So all right, so that's it. So let me know what you think. I am going to clean these up. Like I said before, they stain. It's too late for my fingers. They're stained for the night, that's for sure. So, all right, so leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this one. Let me know if you've used turnabouts before. And which ones you have and which ones you like. Or maybe you don't like turnabouts at all. You know, like I said, they have a ton of them at Concord and 9th. So, all right, so that's it. So if you are a subscriber, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you hit the bell, it will send you a notification when there's a new video to watch. Also, the thumbs up button is an important one. It lets YouTube know that you like the video, and then they tend to want to promote it more if it's got likes. So that's an important one. So if you like the video, if you hit that, that would be awesome. And then there's the share button now that makes it much easier than it used to share a video. I have made a green monster mess here. All right, so, all right, let me know what you think. Till next time, stay safe, stay well, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.